But let me just say hello to my colleague George Adejinia, who's just joined me. Good morning, George.
Good morning. How are you doing?
Very well, thank you. This, where we are now, right now, that is where you wanted us to be yesterday. But honestly, as you were speaking yesterday, even on News Desk, alongside Neil van der Poy, former sports minister and a member of parliament, and Hans Ando, our colleague, did you know that by close of day, government was going to take the decision that it did?
No. I think somewhere during the day, I had a little hint that a bit of that was going to happen. And it was an interesting one because this is a very bold decision and it will need a lot more guts to get this through. The process will be very, very difficult. It will not be as easy as we think it's going to be because there are crucial things involved here. And like we're making the point, most people have cited the Cameroon situation, the Nigeria situation. And the Cameroon situation, the Nigeria situation, indeed, there was not the unlisting of the FA, as a company. That was one of the key things that didn't happen. They just went straight on, I'm going to dissolve the FA, and I go there and I dissolve the FA. And once you do that, you clearly interfere, and FIFA would ensure that you are banned. Even after the ban, the instruction will be to reinstate the officials. Then
the
you
same
run the same guys.
people.
They must come to the same point. You run the election. If they lose, then they step aside. That has often been it. But it was very important when we listened to all the interviews that we had that the government was taking legal steps to get this sorted out. So it cannot be as quick as we expect it to be. The legal steps is what's important. And if you're working through the AG's office, yes.
Judge, sorry to cut you. We'll continue with that in a bit. But there are fears, obviously, that Ghana could be banned by World Football governing body FIFA if government goes ahead to dissolve the Ghana Football Association. Article 17 of FIFA regulations forbids any third-party interference in the running of football or of member states. Nigeria recently faced a ban, and George made reference to Nigeria from FIFA for a similar action. So here's private legal practitioner Victor Kojoga Adawudu. While calling for an overhaul of the system, he also wants government to be cautious in its attempt to sanitize the football administration, lest the country incurs the wrath of FIFA.
I see you are just returning from viewing this video. Your immediate impression?
Embarrassing, disgusting. But for me, I think it's a watershed in our history, and it's something that we need to look at to overhaul the whole system. It even goes further to show that within our moral fabric as a society, we need to start to see the moral conscience of society. Because it's people do it casually, taking money here and there. It's just like it's the norm. We've lost that conscience. It's dead. For me, it's deep. We need to reflect upon it and chart a way that our children, because I'm losing some faith in but our children should not suffer the same fate.
There's been a communique from the seat of government to the effect that the Football Association should be dissolved, and then some of the executive members of the association who may have been cited in this video be interdicted. Welcome news, way to go.
The government should hasten slowly, because we should not also, in as much as we have seen this, we need to do things properly in the sense that, you don't have to interfere with the FA. They have their own set of rules. Let's see how it is, and we'll be able to go. Yes, GFA belongs to government, but they also have some autonomy so that we do not have a brush with FIFA. Yes, I don't think FIFA would say that all this that is going on, but it is also said that we have seen it. But until somebody is proven, taken to court, he's innocent. We have seen the films. Once we have seen the film, we've seen them taking money. What will be the circumstances? We should not give a dog a bad name and hang it. At least they will have some chance if they will have to answer. Natural justice demands that we should be given an opportunity. But I think that we need to sanitize it. The whole system, I will agree that even if we can suspend the football, the whole Premier League and look at it. It has a lot of things so that we can look at it and say, never again.
All right, George Adujinia, we heard from the lawyer, but you were also, you know, making a comment. You were saying Cameroon, Nigeria situations are totally different.
Totally different, because the government has indicated that they are aware of a certain provision. There's the law. They have to go around the law to make this even much easier and make it stick. Because one thing is sure, the government really want to dissolve the Ghana Football Association. And when Patrick Osei-Agyeman asked him the question about whether he was going to do anything if the FA was found doing something corrupt or criminal. In these cases, I'm sure he's got his answers here. And he said, yes, they'll have to go by the rules of FIFA CAF. So this is a...
you're talking about Songo at the Flagstaff House, then
yes,
now Jubilee House,
yes,
when the president was interacting with some journalists.
That's right. That's where he made the point. So this was going to happen. In the Nigeria-Cameroon case, it went pretty much smooth. It was smooth, and so there were no issues about this. But when the government makes a point and says that, okay, we are going to be paying attention to the legal issues that have to go through this, because there are quite a number of legal issues that have to go through. The key thing is unlisting the FA as a company. That's the first thing. If that can happen, then the FA automatically it's not that entity that we see it as right now. That makes it very difficult, because you know that government cannot call for multimedia group to be dissolved just as because it feels it has to do it. It can probably help us to do that. But the GFA...
But the GFA is not entirely private.
That is the problem here. So this is where everything is going to be resolved. Who registered the FA as a company?
Who did?
That's what we're not too sure.
Because it hasn't always been like this.
It hasn't always been like this. We don't know. We haven't come to this point. So that's where the AG and the lawyers, the government have to go through. Because, for instance, if it was been registered by or has been re-registered by Kwesi Nyantakyi, then obviously the government cannot do anything about dissolving the Ghana Football Association. If indeed it was done by the Sports Council, which we suspect, because we are looking as far back as Henry Jan and all of that, maybe nobody has tampered with that. But again, there could be some smart lawyers. I mean, someone could have gone in to realize that that was a leeway where government could pass through and say, I can dissolve the FA. If those knots were tied, then it's going to be very difficult to get back to that. But as we speak now, though, we need to find out where that is. But that is tight information that probably might not come until we know the government's next step. So when the government officials are making the statement that we're going to dissolve the FA, I'm sure they probably looked into that, and the AG's office will be silently working on how to, first of all, enlist the Ghana Football Association. Aside that, we have to deal with the other issues, i.e. companies who have sponsored the Ghana Football Association, club owners who are having players who are on contract with them already. That means they have to pay the players, whether the league goes on or the league doesn't go on. The players, you're contracted, you have to pay, So these are the other issues.
So this is not so simple. It's not so straightforward.
It's not so straightforward, but it's doable.
But what has FIFA said? We're still waiting on FIFA.
FIFA still quiet. We know that FIFA sent in one or two guys to come and monitor the video, the premiere itself. FIFA will be very, very critical. It will take its time to come out with a decision. Like we were saying, we know that on June 13th, there's going to be a big FIFA Congress where they decide who is going to be the next host of the World Cup 2026, i.e. if Kwesi Nyantakyi is going to be there, his tickets and stuff should be ready for him. And so we should know, like, in the next 2 days or 3 days, what FIFA really wants to do about it. Whether it's going to stop Nyantakyi from attending that Congress, or whether it's going to move on.
Would he be embarking on that journey, should it happen, as a member of the FIFA Council?
He's supposed to be there. Yeah, he's supposed to be there. He's a member of the highest decision-making body there in FIFA. That's the FIFA Council. That's a huge one. So if he's naturally supposed to be there, but if FIFA come in with a directive and he does not go anymore, that's another interesting one for us. It will give us an idea of what FIFA is going to do. But I'm sure FIFA is running around. This has been shown on BBC. It's everywhere. FIFA should be aware. I know that Anas himself has petitioned FIFA with evidence. So this is going to be interesting. Not to take all of this away. We feel that, yes, he might win the Ghana battle. Maybe if he's able to win the Ghana battle, winning the international battle looks like almost impossible.